Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is June 18th, 2025, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, British pound takes a free fall. But first, looking at today, we have a major interest rate decision from the United States, an FOMC rate statement at 8 p.m. South African time. Now looking at the markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the British pound did free fall. The rest of the market's really untapped. Now looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both taper lower. Now looking at commodities, we're watching oil remaining volatile. What's happening in the Middle East, and natural gas actually continues to rally after that gap up. Now looking at stocks also tapering lower following the indices, and that's really, with the lack of direction with the FOMC and this regional war that's happening. And lastly, we've got Bitcoin that's unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the GBP USD. Now we have free fall, okay, officially free fall. 135-ish, the 136 over the last couple of days to turn down to 134. Now we are hitting supportish area, previous resistance, subsequent support, and that's where we're at, and we're bouncing off of that area. But I do want to highlight this. We did cross over the 30-day moving average, which is significant. So just be aware of that. We may just bounce right back, but that's something to keep in mind as we're looking at this. Now, looking at the rest of the majors, nothing really jumping out. I mean, the euro is really just tapering off from its all-time high, so I'm not going to cover that. And the Japanese yen, it's still just tapering off. So nothing really just jumping out. Now, looking at the commodities, crude oil remains very volatile. As you saw that from 71 up to 75 yesterday. That's $4 in one day, and it will remain volatile as long as this war in the Middle East continues, and it may escalate even further. So the one to trade is really oil. Strait of Hormuz is one of the biggest, most busiest oil tanker highways in the world, okay? And if production in Iran will be affected, it'll continue to affect the price of oil, and it'll, just agitate the price of oil higher. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now looking at natural gas, did get a nice gain. Now we're clearing our resistance, so that means next real resistance is about 4, okay, which is another 25-26 cents, but that's natural gas, which is a huge move for natural gas to move to that side. Now looking at the US markets, they tapered lower yesterday, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, and so did the stocks for all intents and purposes. And this is really anticipation for today's big number. If we look at Facebook, just tapering off lower. If we look at Microsoft, also just tapering lower. You can't see that there, but there you go. You can see it a little bit better there. And if you look at JP Morgan, also just tapering off. So the markets are tapering off in anticipation of this FOMC. I wouldn't trade aggressively before getting into this today, so just keep that in mind as we're going into today's session. Now, lastly, let's take a look at none other than Bitcoin, okay, as it remains unchanged at 105K, okay, as it's really consolidating at these upper levels and not moving either higher or lower for that matter. So keep that in mind as well. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.